My thoughts on kitesurfing after 4 years of doing it. Hi guys, I've been kitesurfing for 4 years already, and you might be wondering if I got tired of it after such period. Well, I've did lots of activities previously. Light athletics, calisthenics, acrobatics, dragon boating, going to the gym. All of these activities were for more than 1 year, not a month or two training. I was doing light athletics, for example, for 15 years. And I'm still going out to stadium sometimes. The kitesurfing is definitely a different kind of sport, and it is definitely can be considered a training day when you go out to the sea to ride. I'm just combining the enjoyment of kitesurfing with the training activity itself while riding. I definitely feel tired after the session. The most intense muscle activity is there on the legs and some on the stomach. The back leg behind is always bended and has some pressure while riding. And because you ride both directions, all two legs are getting tired after some time. Now about the money, the cost of the activity. First, you will need to get some lessons. You get the basics there, but the most important is the safety for you and for people surrounding you. So, 5 lessons, 2 hours each, will cost you around 400 euro here in Cyprus. The new kite with the lines will be around 2000 euro. The used one can be around 700. The board is about 300 euro. The new one can reach 600 or 1000 euro. Harness is about 300 euro. Used one will be 100 or 200. Swimming suit is 200. Overall, you will give between 1700 to 3500 euro. Sometimes you will have to patch the kite or the bladder inside, or to change the valves. It's from 25 to 100 euro to repair such things. What I did not know before starting kitesurfing: you have to check forecast for the wind. The speed is very important, and sometimes the actual speed of the wind on the spot is different from that one you see in your weather forecast application. So you can come on the spot and it can be that the wind is not that fast or is very gusty. My kite is 10 meters and I prefer the wind between 15 to 19 knots. With the kite of 12 meters I can consider the wind starting from 13 knots. The wind direction is also important. If the wind is there but it is offshore, there is no way you can go out kiting. You have to check for the spots where the wind is onshore only. Otherwise, be ready to say goodbye to your gear. Thankfully, there are different spots, so you just have to find where it will be blowing toward the shore. Sometimes when you kitesurf, it is difficult to go upwind when there is not enough wind. What I mean is that when it is 15 knots, for example, I can go anywhere, and I can be confident that I will manage to come to the same spot where I left. However, if the wind drops till 12 knots, then I will start struggling to catch it up with the kite. You have to move the kite up and down to stay on the surface. And in some cases I will not be able to go upwind, because the wind dropped till 12 or 10 knots. And this happens sometimes. The only way to get back to initial location is to go by foot with the kiteboard in one hand and the kite flying up in the air. Also, when there is not enough wind, you cannot jump high. Sometimes you just have to move the kite up and down to catch up the wind in order to stay afloat. There are days which are windy, but you cannot go out to kitesurf as you have some work to do. And there are days when you have time to go out, but there is no wind. So for several weeks or even months I can be out of kitesurfing. I found out that regular harness does not suit for me. I have back pain after the session. So I'm using seat harness only. Using seat harness I don't have the back pain. It is not that comfortable and I'm trying to use it with a swimming suit. The kitesurfing gear will cost you some money. I spent on my gear in total around 1700 euro. This includes used kite, harness, board, lines, swimming suit. The new kite can cost 2000 euro only. And it doesn't last forever. Consider it useless after 7 years of using it. It depends, of course. But for sure you will have to maintain the kite, as it will leak the air and will have to be patched someday. The more you ride, the more you feel hungry for jumps. This means more windy outside is better for you. More higher you can jump. Of course, there is a limit when you cannot withstand the wind. And this is the moment when it comes to different kite sizes you have to have in your storage. More windy the weather, the smaller kite you wanna use outside. The kite is quite dangerous when not used properly. It can harm. And I'm pretty sure almost everyone who is kitesurfing had some bad experiences. You cannot grab the lines when the kite is up, it can cut the skin easily. One little mistake and half of the beach is plowed with your face. The kite is just dragging you face down all through the shore. And you are digging like an excavator. If you are alone on the side, you have to be prepared to launch and to land the kite by yourself. Nobody will help you. Even if there are people nearby, it is dangerous for them to land the kite without knowing how to do it. But once you are on the sea, you are in a total different world. Even if it is cold outside, you don't feel it. There is so much enjoyment, so nothing is bothering you unless you lose a board or drop a kite. This is one of the hardest time. When the kite is dropped, the first thing you want to do is to bring it up in the air as fast as possible. Otherwise, the more kite is in the water on the waves, the more chances it will get tangled or brought to the shore where it can be easily damaged. After the kite is up, the next mission is to find the board in the water and to get back on it. And believe me, it is not very easy to find the board in the water if there are waves and you lost the board. And to go upwind to get a board is not a 5-second task. There is a big chance of getting seawater drainage for your nose and throat while catching the board. Anyway, there at the sea is just you, the wind and the sea. I can go quite far from the shore. It's like a refreshment from usual things you do in day life. Totally different thoughts and mindset. Most probably in your area there are kitesurfers which are going out. So if you didn't try kitesurfing and you are thinking to have some idea of it, then I would definitely recommend to go for it. Assuming of course you are comfortable out there in the water. It is a struggle in the beginning combined with enjoyment. However, the more you practice, the more you feel enjoyment and pleasure of it.